Hello, my beautiful ducklings. It's your friendly Grumpeteer, and I'm back again with another Steven Universe vlog. And today's episode is Cry for Help, the first episode in the five-part continuing story that is going to be Stephen Baum number 3. And this is okay. So before I even start off, many of you asked me what I thought of the San Diego Comic-Con little preview of both Sardonyx and the Baby Steven extended introduction thing. And while my thoughts of what the Sardonyx reveal was is pretty much just going to be what I talk about in this episode because it's a clip of this episode. I thought the Baby Steven and extended theme song thing was great, and it shows a little bit of what was happening before the whole move-in and everything. And it was very nice. Just the animation and the imagery was very, very, very strong, especially when all four gems were talking about their reasons for fighting and living on this world. And Pearl's little song about, whoa, I got a notification. I just got 4 notifications at the same time. That's quality right there. They're all fan mail, obviously. But I thought it was very cool. Not really a lot to talk about. My friend Stev made an entire vlog about it, but I couldn't think of something to say in an entire vlog. And also, I'm not in the normal Grumpet Studios today. I'm in a vacation house because I'm on vacation. So I'll probably be back home tomorrow for the normal location. But anyway, we've wasted enough time. So cry for help. In this episode, whilst watching the Crying Breakfast Friends, the television signal is interrupted, just like it was in Coach Steven, so the gems go to investigate at the same place that they were. What do they call it? They call it like a transmission spot, a little transmission pod. And the gems think that Peridot reactivated it for some odd reason. They don't know why. So they go, and yes, Peridot did reactivate it. But they can't get there because last time they were there, Sujolite broke the warp pad, so the Lion brings them through his magic portal gun mouth, and they find that they need to destroy the tower again. But since last time Sujolite was so unstable with Garnet and Amethyst together, Garnet thinks that instead she should fuse with Pearl, and that forms Sardonyx. And I don't know who Sardonyx is voiced by, but she kind of looks like Peridot a little bit. That was probably not a coincidence. That was probably just, it's just a triangle head. Anybody can make a triangle head. But I thought she looked a little too much like Peridot with the head thing. I know a lot of other people pointed that out, but okay, never mind. So Sardonyx is played up to be like this show lady, showswoman sort of. I wouldn't say Vegas, but kind of like a magician and sort of like a funny haha kind of person. And her character was really likable, really enjoyable. I'm a bit split on the design because what is that sound? You hear that? Okay. I'm a bit split like on how I feel with the design. It's a very good design, yes, but with most fusions, it brings together like some character clothing traits from each gem, and I didn't see much of that on Sardonyx besides the pointy nose and Garnet's glasses. Besides that, there was really nothing that would make me think that that's Pearl and Garnet put together. I mean, the skin color isn't even that close to. Well, it's a little close to Garnet's. I'll give him that. So anyway. Together they can form this awesome fist bump of hammers, which they use to destroy everything. But Amethyst is a little, I wouldn't say jealous. Well, okay, I'll use the word jealous, that she can't fuse with Garnet because Garnet doesn't trust that they'll be stable together. So everything's fine and dandy, and they destroy the control room, and I just want to point out, there's a really nice little scene where they unfuse and Garnet and Pearl are just so happy together, and that's all. That's pretty much it. It's just I like that scene. So the next day, the same problem occurs. Steven's TV show isn't working. So they're like, oh, it must be Peridot again. So they go back. Sardonyx comes. Rex face comes in like a wrecking hand. It's so cool. Like the scene they do it, they have the hands come out and they do a fist pump, and then the stick comes and they make a giant hammer. It's like the skull hammer from Wind Waker, sort of going on. Anyway, and Amethyst is still kind of jealous. So Steven, oh, actually, she sings. She sings a song. And I know that whenever I make a vlog, I always say that I don't like the song, and then I come back and I always love the song, like I did with "Strong in the Railway," which when I did my Coach Steven vlog, I hated, and now I listen, and it's one of my favorite songs of the series. But I think I'm a little sure with myself that this one, it wasn't a bad song by any means, and I've heard Amethyst's voice actor sing, not doing the voice that she does for Amethyst. She sounds really good. I just the song was good, and it did what any song in a show like this should do. It brings along the story. It shows how the character's feeling. So in terms of that, it's a very, very good song. But musically, it's a little downplayed, and it's pretty short too. So something that short can't really be judged by how I would usually judge a song on maybe my album review site. Go check it out, but don't really, because it's horrible. It's an okay song. I'll probably love it next vlog, but it's an okay song for now. So Steven has the bright idea that he doesn't like seeing Amethyst like this, so he thinks that maybe they should just catch Peridot in her tracks and stay overnight and watch until Peridot comes back and builds the big old temple for the gods. So when they do, they find out that the entire time, it was Pearl. Except the first time. But besides that, Pearl keeps coming back in Peridot's little pea pod, and I think she can... Apparently, it has like the power to just move things on command. So she keeps rebuilding the tower every single time, just so she can go back and fuse the garnet, because... Well, I'll get to that. So Steven and Amethyst see this, and they're like, oh, girl, I ain't doing it. And I ain't doing it. I like that. How many chins was that? That's a lot of chins right there. So... Alright, yeah, quality internet. So anyway, quality internet in Grub Studios. The finest of sophistication. The booziest of beat 'em up. I'm not... On topic. So anyway... Focus. Okay, so so they go back... The TV station's still... Oh, nope. The TV station's still getting clogged. Oh, no, that's bad. So they go back, and Garnet and Amethyst prepare to fuse. I mean, no, Garnet and Pearl prepare to fuse, and Amethyst is like, girl, I ain't doing it. And she reveals the truth to Garnet, who is very, very mad. She's very out of... Okay, I wouldn't say out of character, because she's the strong leader, and, pretty much anybody being used like that would be mad. But she does a very, she gets very, very mad at Pearl. She's screaming and everything. Some really good voice acting from Estelle, I'll give you that. She really pushes the, like the anger in Garnet's voice in that scene. Yeah, good, stellar, not like sarcasm. That was, there's some really good voice acting from Estelle in this episode. From, we were awesome, to, you used me this entire time, and stuff like that. It's on point. I'm very surprised, actually, how well this Garnet sounds in this episode. Because normally she has, like, one-liners. She'll be like, all right, Steven, do that. But, episodes where we see her, like, keeping it together, or this episode where we see her talking some more, or, like, really, showing emotion, she actually does sound very, very good. And she's not exactly a trained voice actor like the other two are. So it's, it's good to see her sometimes give a better performance than the trained voice actors do, if that makes any sense. So anyway, they form, so Garnet's mad, so Amethyst and Garnet form Sugilite. They break everything down, and Pearl's totally devastated by all this. And that's pretty much it. They go back home, Steven and Amethyst kind of, are kind of a little sad about what's happening. Pearl and Garnet and Amethyst. I can't even names today. Garnet and Pearl don't even look at each other. They don't even bat an eye. They just walk by each other awkwardly. And Steven pretty much just ends the episode by saying, I wish things happened in cartoons like it did in real life. Boop! Get it? Because it's a cartoon. This episode was great. This episode was very, very good. And a lot of people say, Gruppeteer, you hated Alone Together because it had no story and no fluent, narrative going on. Then if you hate, if you hate things with no fluent narratives like you did Alone Together, why do you love shows like Louie so much that literally have no flowing narrative or three-arc story structure? This is the perfect example of a nothing really happens episode. Like, there's a problem in this episode, but there's really no resolution. Like, there's a resolution, obviously, but things just kind of happen. Something happens, the characters don't dwell on it, they live with it, and that's good storytelling. Instead of like, imagine spoilers if you haven't seen Inside Out. Imagine if in Inside Out, when they gave up, when Bing Bong sacrificed himself, they went back and Joy was the entire time just sad about Bing Bong being destroyed or, gone or something. But no, she doesn't dwell on it. Things happen and life just goes on. You don't stop, you don't sit down and you're like, life, stop for a second. I need to think of this guy. What a shame. Pearl and Garnet don't stop life for a second and just like try to manage, all this betrayal and feeling of hatred that they have, or feeling of betrayal they had, not hatred. I hope it's not hatred, towards each other. They go on their daily lives with that new, fact in their mind. And that's why I love shows like, Louie so much and hate episodes like Alone Together so much. Alone Together, nothing happens, but there's no consequence for nothing happening. They fuse together, they run along, that's it. Stuff just happens to them, but they don't really react to it in a realistic way because it's not a relatable situation to be fused together with another entity. It's a relatable situation to feel betrayal, and then you just have to live with that. You can't be like, oh well, betrayal, stop life, I need some time to think. No, you're stuck with betrayal. So seeing an episode like that from Steven Universe is really, really good, and it's amazing, stellar storytelling, and I'm really, really proud of the way this episode was written. It's very, very well written. And a lot of people aren't going to like me for saying that. I'd be surprised if a lot of people saw this episode the same way I did, but it's a very, very good episode in that sense. And also Sardonyx, which this is the week of Sardonyx, I don't think she'd be coming back after what happened in this episode, but okay, whatever. Sardonyx's character is a very likable character as well. This is all around a very, very likable episode, and honestly, probably one of the best that Steven Universe has ever had, like, in its ever. There are, just silly moments and fun moments and happy characters. There's a nice little song in there, and there's just a great moral at the end. Things happen. Live with things happening. And with that, I leave you. So I will see you guys tomorrow and the day after because I'll be covering Stephen Bomb 3 all this week on Grumpet Studio. So I will see you guys later. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, and comment below why I'm totally wrong in everything I just said.